guys, Mr. Moore here, just hanging out with my stormtrooper buddies here, um, just jacking around. But we're gonna talk a little bit about technical writing today. Um, so technical writing is something I didn't realize was a thing until I was older, and then I realized that we use technical writing every day in most jobs that we perform. So um, it's good to get a good foundation of what technical writing is, especially as it applies to things in industrial arts. Different careers use technical writing in different ways, but most of your adult life you will use technical writing in one aspect or another. So you're saying, well, what is technical writing? Well, we're going to go through it and I'll give you guys a rundown. Okay, technical writing is communication written for and for businesses and industry. Okay, it focuses on products and services. How do you manufacture them, market them, manage them, deliver them, and use them? Okay, when and where do we use technical writing? We use technical writing in most career paths. It is an important skill. Technical writing, which must be understood easily and quickly, includes memos, emails, letters, business reports, instructions, brochures, web pages, advertisements, newsletters, lists such as purchase orders. Okay, all of these are important. Okay, and obviously these are things that we use all the time. Okay, so what is not technical writing? Well, technical writing is not literature. It's not prose, which recount the fictional tales of characters, or poetry, which express deeply felt universal emotions. Okay, technical writing is not an expressive way of narrating an essay or an occurrence or anything analyzing a topic. Okay, technical writing is not journalism. Okay, it's not a news report. Technical writing does not focus on poetic images, describe personal experiences, or report who won a basketball game. Okay, so technical writing is very different in that it is short, simple, and to the point. Okay, so what is an example of technical writing? Technical writing is an instruction manual for repairing machinery, a memo listing meeting agendas, a letter from a vendor to a client, or a recommendation report proposing a new computer system. Okay, those are just some examples. Okay, who will use technical writing on the job? Is technical writing a necessary component of every employee's professional skill? Yes. We hear every day that employers want to hire people who can communicate effectively, both in writing and conversationally. Career counselors reiterate this all the time. In fact, we are told that on the job, an employee will spend at least 20% of his or her time writing. This number increases as an employee's responsibilities increase. Managers spend up to 50% of their time writing. CEOs spend between 80 and 100% of their work week communicating. Okay, so how does technical writing compare or contrast to traditional essays? Okay, technical writing is different from other types of written communication. Let's take a look at some examples. Okay. Ode to a Shoe. What do you think that sounds like? Probably a poem. Okay. My son's tennis shoes rest temporarily in a heap against the kitchen door. Their laces soiled, their tongues hanging out like exhausted terriers. Sounds very descriptive, right? The soles worn down on the insides from sliding into second are green, the shades of summer. Canvas exteriors, once pristine white, are the colors of the rainbow, sun-bleached, mud-splattered, rained on, ketchup and mustard adorned, each shoe shouting a child's joyous exuberance, I'm alive. Okay, let's look at technical specifications for manufacturing tennis shoes. The D40 Slammer tennis shoe will be manufactured to the following specifications: sole, neoprene rubber, number 345, white enameled paint, 1.589 inches high, slammer waffle textured. Uppers, blue canvas, tongue, white canvas, oval slammers logo, heat pressure sealed, centered 0.5 inches from all sides. Laces, 15 inches long, 100% cotton. Aglets, clear polycarbonate plastic, number 290. Weight, 1 pound, 6 ounces. Okay, so you can see that the technical writing is very descriptive, okay, but there's nothing poetic about it. Okay, it is informational only, but it tells us just as much about this shoe, if not more, than the poem does. The poem is writing from a place of emotion. Okay, technical writing doesn't have emotion in it, so it's very pertinent to our writing that we understand what we're writing for. Okay. All right. Next, let's look at something that we would probably do. Here's your journal entry. Journal entry, September 5th, 2020. Today I'm writing to show all of the tough things my parents want me to do around here, even though I don't get paid for. First off, they expect me to get up on my own. Hello, that's what they're here for. Next, I have to let the dogs out and take out the trash. Then I have to make myself breakfast. I don't know where the spoons are. After that, I have to get dressed and log into my classes by 7:30. I'm like a zombie. How do they expect me to get to any game time in today? Okay, so here's a technical writing aspect of things to do today. Wake up at 6:45. Let dogs out. Breakfast. Get ready. Log in by 7:30. 2 o'clock turn in assignments. 4 o'clock game time. Okay, you can see the comparison. All right. This first entry is obviously journal entry. It shows expression, shows emotion, shows feeling. Okay, whereas the second writing is just a list of things that have to be accomplished. Okay, and we write lists all the time. I know I do, and it helps me keep track of things, right? That's the way I want you to think of technical writing. It's usually written as like an instruction. Okay, so it's your turn. Write out the instructions to brushing your teeth. Be sure to include all the details. You need to make sure anyone reading can follow the instructions. Don't assume they know anything. If you leave information out, it could be dangerous. Okay, so go ahead and hit pause. I want you guys to write out the instructions for brushing your teeth. It sounds like a simple task, but you need to assume that your audience doesn't know how to brush their teeth. Okay? So as you're doing that, go ahead and hit pause, guys. As you do that, go ahead and work through it. And then when you're ready, when you're done writing your instructions, come back on and we'll talk a little bit more. Okay. How did it go? Did you forget any steps? Was every step in sequential order? And how can you improve on your directions? Okay, so most times when I tell someone to do this exercise, if I were to act out each step that they give me, chances are they forgot something. Okay, did you tell me where the toothpaste is located, what the toothbrush looks like possibly, which end of the toothbrush to use, how much toothpaste to put on it, how long should I brush, how should I use the water, how should I rinse? Okay, there are actually a lot of steps to something that we do on a daily basis, but it's something that technical writing usually wouldn't be used for, right? Most times you learn something like this from someone showing you, but a little bit different here. Okay, so try and have somebody do this. Try and have someone follow your instructions step by step. See if they jump to do something that they're used to doing before you actually instruct them to do it. And you'll know if you left something out. Okay, unclear writing costs American businesses real money, over $1 billion a year, according to one estimate. Did you know that the 3 Mile Island nuclear plant meltdown was partly attributed to poor writing procedures? Okay, the ability to communicate effectively is the most important skill you can have, whether you're giving speeches, pitching ideas to your boss, or simply sending off an email or leaving a voicemail. Okay, both of these are quotes from professionals that understand the need for technical writing and how important it is to different industries. Can technical writing include pictures? Absolutely. Some say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So how much is several pictures worth? Think about a Lego instruction manual. How many words are there? There's not many. But I think you can follow the instructions, right? I think it would be tough to build Legos with written instructions rather than pictures. So if I had to explain the process of how to put 2 blocks together, you wouldn't think that would sound too hard, but you have to have descriptions for each of the Lego bricks that you need someone to utilize. Okay, you may have to specify colors, shapes, sizes, okay, and then you also have to explain the configuration in which they go in and snap together. Okay, so there would be an awful lot of writing to do something as simple as putting a few Legos together. Okay, it is important to know when and what to write. You have to know your intended audience. Okay, so Legos wouldn't be anything without those diagrams, right? Okay, details are important. The details are very important. If someone's building something, you must be sure that instructions are detailed. Leaving out important information really could cause a hazardous condition. Okay, as an electrician, I know this because I've seen many situations where if someone left out an instruction, you actually have to stop what you're doing and go back and seek help or guidance on something because you want to make sure something is installed correctly. Okay, this is one reason for building codes and regulations. Building codes give specific and detailed instructions for building. They're also edited and revised every 3 to 4 years by a committee so that any conflicting or missing information can be published. Okay, so what you're looking at there is the National Fire Protection Association's book number 70, okay, for National Electric Code. So that is a book that I follow with guidelines for typical installations of just about any kind of electrical components that you can think of. Okay. Keep in mind who is the audience. Is there more than one person or group who will use this? Who will know what? Will the audience know a great deal, or are they high tech? Or will the audience know just a little low tech, right? Will the audience know nothing at all about the topic? What do you want the audience to do? What do you want to know? Should the job be completed? What's the turnaround time? What's the timetable? What's the desired schedule? What is the desired outcome? When do you need an answer? When should certain steps be performed? When should this be started and completed? Where will the work take place? Under what conditions should this not take place? Okay, is there a requirement for access to this area? Okay, so I've worked in environments where you need special personal protective equipment, or you need access to an area, or you need someone who has a clearance to get into that area. Also, you may have weather conditions that don't permit you to be up on a roof or something like that. So you have to keep in mind all those different things. Okay, why? Why is the task being undertaken? what's the motivation? What's the goal? Why is the desired date important? Okay, most contractors make money by being on time and under budget. Mistakes cost you money, and they cost you time as well. So technical writing is very important. When you're writing up a purchase order for materials, if you get something wrong, you're going to get the wrong material, and maybe that material took you 4 or 5 weeks to get. Okay, it's really important that you have the right things. Estimates. Okay, I once worked for a contractor who estimated a job to be built in one material, and come to find out that the material required was a much more expensive version of that material, and the contractor had to eat that cost. So it becomes very expensive for contractors and different businesses if you're not getting the right things written in your technical reports, assessments, purchase orders, things like that. Okay, how should the task be performed? Okay, these are the steps that you have to write. What's the preferred procedure? Okay, usually procedures are something that we do over and over again. Okay, it's proceduralized because it's something that we want to replicate. What materials are needed? Okay, we have to think about what materials are needed before someone can start a job. Okay, if you're anything like me, I get the materials together, I set my screwdriver or something down, and then I can't find it again, right? So it's much better for me to have a good list and have it organized and have everything put together before I start a task. Okay, tips for effective technical writing. Stay away from assumptions. Don't assume your audience has previous knowledge of what you're telling them. Use formatting such as titles, headings, numbering, bullets, or parentheses to give supporting details, tables, or use highlighting or graphics to give focus to important information. Do not begin a statement with a personal inflection such as I. Okay? Remember, we're leaving the emotion out of this. We're not telling a story. Okay? Think of instructional writing as a step-by-step process. You can use acronyms for large technical words. Okay? Try a test run. During the revision process, have someone read it and revise it for you. Okay? It's important that you show your work to someone else so they can see or identify anything you might be missing or any problems you might have. Okay, let's look at some technical writing. Find examples of each of these around your home. I tried to pick things that I thought you guys would have. Maybe an appliance manual. Okay, this can be your lawnmower, cell phone, television. Usually when you get something new, if it's electronic, it usually has an instruction manual with it. Instruction manuals are great because they give you pictures, they give you tables of information, they give you steps, okay? All these things can be written or they can be graphics, okay? Brochures can be found at any hotel lobby. They can be found at hospitals, doctors' offices. Sometimes you get them in the junk mail. Sometimes you can find them at gas stations, okay? Brochures are important technical writing because they have a limited amount of space to give you a lot of information, right? Okay, flyers or web advertisements, okay? Usually those are the same way. Cooking or baking for a recipe. Okay, recipes are great technical writing because it gives step-by-step instruction, okay? And identify some of the W's in the writing on each one. So we're looking for who, what, when, where, why, and how for each of those things, okay? So I want you to find at least 2 of those things in your house. I want you to identify some of the W's and go ahead and write those down for me, and I will get back with you guys.